Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you happen to be joining us from in the world. My name is Sean Stam, live here on Stam Studio Network. We got Santa up here. Get out of here, Santa. It's holiday season. Happy holidays, and welcome to the International Racers Pro-Am Series live from the virtual road Atlanta. We are in for a blast here today, folks. It's only two races left in the season. It's penultimate racing round tonight. Taking a look at some AM point standings. Renee Garcia, Nick Batista, as well as Joel Loudon. How about them? Joel and Nick almost essentially tied, only separated by 10 points for second and third. I mean, how about James Vardinguez? He's sitting there fourth in the standings. How about Dan Bendick, fifth in the AM points? Joshua Muir, James Moore, Paul McCood, Travis Fleming, and Brandon Mateo. That's the top 10 in AM. Taking over a look at top 10 in pro standings, it's Andy White, Tim Reed, Joshua Hagee, Jarrell Williams, who's really rocketed up here through the point standings throughout the couple of races. Jarrell sitting fourth in pro, Harry Price, Samuel Cruz, John Jennings, Oliver Jansen, Tyler Reed, and how about Alexander Heller rounding out the top 10 in pro. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. We're going to cut live to some virtual trackside action so we can take a look at our starting grid, as we only have the standing start tonight. Dylan Bass slaps it up on the pole. Very fast driver out of Skidmark Sim Racing in practice. Josh Hagee, our Irishman, starts P2. Jeremy Jukich, Darrell Williams, Tim Reed, starts P5 in the 155 out of Scotland. Samuel Cruz, Shane Wells, Joshua Muir, Renee Garcia leading in the points standings in the AM category. He starts P9. James Moore, Paul McCood, Travis Fleming. That is our top 12. Top 13 standing positions tonight. It is, I believe that is Nicholas Meyer up there in the 13th. John Jennings from the Land Down Under and the number 17. He'll start 14th. Nick Batista, Brandon Mateo, Jarrell Loudon, Tyler Reed, James Vardinguez, Tyler Sherwood, Dan Fendick, Oliver Jansen, and Danny Poole. All right, standing start here tonight, and just like that, the lights are out, and it's away we head down up here into this treacherous turn 1. Orange flag zones within turns 1, 2, and 3 tonight of lap 1 of the race, so these drivers know to keep it kind of cool, calm, and collected. We'll have to see what transpires up here through turns 1, 2, and 3 of the race. Look at this, still double file all throughout the pack, but keeping things cool, calm, and collected. No spins thus far. Oh, I think got the Sean and Tater curse there right as I say it. It's going to be one of our AM drivers, Nick, who goes around. He's going to get that ESGI Motorsport Porsche back and riled up back in the correct direction. It's our long straightaway for the first time tonight going into the double right-hander. Josh Hagee leads Dylan Bass, Tim Reed, Jeremy Jukic, and Joshua Muir. That's the top 5. Nice race start for Josh Hagee as he takes away the race lead. Oh, another Sean and Tater curse. Josh Hagee, right as I say it, he goes around. Josh, here comes Shane Wells, here comes Paul McCool as well. They're looking to pass that Ferrari after that was some pretty detrimental damage earlier on in the race. Still no rear wing. That's going to, Josh is going to have to make his way down and across pit lane here to take one of our faster pairs earlier on in the race. We'll go back up to the race lead up here as Josh Hagee spins from it. It's now Dylan Bass, our fastest driver in practice. He's up back where he started the race in our pole position. Tim Reed, Jeremy Jukic, and then I think we got a spin back here as well. Oh, that's heading back out of turn number 12. Looks like it's going to be Nicholas Meyer who goes around. We're actually quite a few spins coming out there out of turn 12. We'll take a look at some replays here in just a few moments' time. But back up to a really nice battle here between James Fardingas, Oliver Jansen, John Jennings. A lot of pro drivers here admired in about 15th, 16th, and 17th. It's going to look side by side between James and Brandon Mateo, that AWS BM trackside Porsche. Porsche versus Aston Martin going at it for 16th and 17th. Battles all over the racetrack tonight, ladies and gents. Still going at it side by side up there between James and Oliver Jansen as well. We'll have to see if Oliver Jansen's able to hold off that hard-charging, John Jennings, as we really quickly, briefly go back up to the race lead once again. Action-packed race starts here for Dylan Bass, back up to where he started the race. Jeremy Jukic, Joshua Muir, Samuel Cruz is now up to P5. Jarrell Williams loses 2 positions since the drop of the green flag. He is sitting now in P6. Shane Wells back to where he started. Rene Garcia, here comes Paul McCool, Travis Fleming as well, rounding at the top 10. And just last lap by, Dylan Bass setting, I take that back. It's now Samuel Cruz who sets the fastest lap of the session. It's going to be a lot of cat and mouse here tonight because we do have that long back straightaway that isn't quite so straight, but that slipstream and the draft is going to be a great possibility. I think if you're about 6 to 7 tenths of a second right there up within the driver in front of you, you're going to feel the effects of that the big suck down there down the back straightaway. You get that slipstream and draft here, as does Jeremy Jukic, Joshua Muir, hey, even call it Samuel Cruz. This top 5 battle right now only separated by about 6 tenths of a second per driver, 2 tenths of a second separating Joshua Muir and Samuel Cruz. Let's hop on board at the Cruz machine. Hey, Fendi Racing Samuel Cruz, and see what he's able to do down that long back straightaway. Look and see how much the slipstream, if at all, really helps him. Try and size it up down the inside. That's exactly what you have to do. This is our tightest technical portion of the racetrack. Samuel Cruz tries to get the inside line moving and grooving. Not quite, but still up in the green as far as spots gained since the drop of the green. He's all over that rear bumper of Joshua Muir. It's still Dylan. It's still Tim Reed, Jeremy Jukic, and there's Joshua. Here's Samuel Cruz. He's going to try to drive it down the inside line once again. We see the sportsmanship. We see the ethical wheel racing. Race in, race out, season in, season out. Samuel Cruz putting it on display tonight from only the 4th lap of our race, our penultimate round here tonight from Road Atlanta. Not so fast as Jarrell Williams, though. He's right as well as all over that rear bumper. Let's hop on board with Jarrell here, kind of down towards the short chute and do our double right-hand apex. Watch these hands go to work. I say watch him go to work, but he's cool, calm, and collected on that steering wheel. That's exactly what you have to be doing on these GT3 machines to get them around the track in a timely manner. Jeremy Jukic, we got that live driver cam, the virtual driver cam on the right side of your screen. Jeremy Jukic qualified P3, still sitting P3 in his Chevrolet Corvette, continuing to hound these two front runners for the battle for the race lead. Cut that gap, now down to 0.7 of a second this lap. It was 0.8 of a second last lap. Well, we see you down there live in YouTube land. We got Sapphire, we got Dylan Based, as well as, who else? We got Fluky. We got Fluky down here as well. We appreciate each and every single one of you. Don't hesitate to let us know who you're rooting on for a race win here tonight. Josh is rooting on Tim Reed. Tim, who's sitting there P2 right up in front of this battle between Jeremy Jukic and now Samuel Cruz, who's fallen back 2 seconds. It's now warranted back to only 0.5 of a second that present this top battle for the race lead. What can Tim Reed do here within this opening couple laps of the race? His tires are still getting back up, getting up to optimal temps and pressures, as well as his brakes. His brakes started ice cold. Well, all these drivers started ice cold, but that's something that I really like within the iRacing universe. You have so much to kind of nitpick your way to a possible chance at a victory here. And Tim Reed, we've seen him reach some victories before. We know he knows how to get it done. We've also seen things go his way, maybe the opposite way on track. Tim Reed's keeping his foot in it, keeping his head down tonight, right up 0.4 of a second, continuing to gain on our race leader. If we take a look at the last lap history between the two, I think this will show the bigger picture. Lap 1, 2, 3, there you see it. Dylan Bass, fastest driver in practice, fastest driver in qualifying. Although he was fastest 1, 2, 3, look at the kind of the longer run stint, the longer run strategy. Lap 4 and 5, as well as we're running at that 60% fuel run. I would kind of continue to I would expect to see Tim Reed to continue to close that gap, just as he has now. It's now 0.4 of a second for the battle for the race lead. Real quick, we also have some other nice battles heating up on the racetrack. Jarrell Williams, that's the driver. Remember, I mentioned that in kind of our pre-race. He rocked his way up to P4 in the point standings. Kind of did it methodically throughout the season, but we continue to see Jarrell Williams out here battling it out for P5. He started P4, runs P5 right now, has Joshua Amir as well as Shane Wells all over that back bumper. And Jarrell Williams going to have to play some not really have to play the defensive line, but definitely starting to look in that rear view mirror. Sees Joshua Mir is closing and closing fast. Speaking of closing fast, the battle for the race lead is now down at less than 1/10 of a second. I told you, ladies and gentlemen, it was coming. Here comes Tim Reed. Tim down and around the start-finish section. He's not going to opt to make a move down into turn 1. He goes a little bit wider than Dylan Bass. Now would be a great time to see one of those kind of overhead shots. Yeah, here we go. You can see the different lines that these drivers are running down through turns 2, 3, and 4 back down the hill. Looks like Dylan Bass is he's cool, calm, and collected. Looks like Tim Reed's looking a little bit more aggressive on corner entries, somehow able to carry that momentum throughout the mid-corner apex and corner exit. Back to 0.3 of a second. Hey, if these two drivers start to do battle, don't count out Jeremy Jukic, who only sits 0.8 of a second back behind them. Tim Reed had a chance there to quite possibly take it. Opts better of it. We're gonna do this again. This is such a cool this is such a cool angle down here. Live driver cam on the left there for Jeremy Jukic. Virtual driver cam on the right. Look at him continuing to close that gap. He sees that P1 and P2 are 1/10 of a second between one another. We'll see if there's a move for Tim Reed there for the race lead over Dylan Bass. Tim Reed opts to play a little bit more patience, because patience is what's not only wins races, but that's what wins championships. Here comes, just say it to get him out of here. We got a race to cover here. Dylan Bass now 0.2 of a race lead going into turn 1. If you remember last time by, it was 1/10. Jeremy Jukic, he's now, that gap stayed about the same to 1.4 seconds back. Jarrell Williams still sitting P5. How about Joshua Muir? Shane Wells still sitting P7 in that BMW BMW GT3. Shane Wells, though, congratulations to you, man. Now an A-class driver, now with 2,000 road course rating. Shane back out here on the track to show us what they say can't be done. Right now, he's got some pretty nice pace, trying to hold off that AM battle up there for Rene Garcia, who's Rene is trying to reel in Joshua Mir and Shane Wells back up there for the battle for the AM category race lead. Looks like we will get a nice kind of an AM battle on our hands right here between Rene Garcia and Shane Wells, both battling for P2 in AM category, trying to reel in Joshua Mir. Joshua Mir 2 seconds ahead of this battle. Shane Wells is down and around, trying to look down the inside, doesn't quite have it just yet. Has to go hard back on the brakes back in that BMW. Tries to live to fight another day, reeling in that Acura NSX of Rene Garcia, our AM category points leader. Back between battle for the race lead, up and over the hill to Grandma's house we go. It goes something like that. It's Dylan Bass, just Tim Reed still separated by only 0.3 of a second. And I really do wonder right here, remember, we do have that 60% fuel. There's got to be a pit stop at least some point in this race. I really do start to wonder if Tim Reed is starting to maybe, could you say, studying for some exams right now. He's studying his competition, maybe seeing where Dylan Bass is maybe a little bit faster, maybe if there's a kind of a difference in the braking zone or just how much speed Dylan's able to carry up and through the corners. I'm more impressed, though, with Dylan being able to hold off Tim Reed with this long back straightaway. I mean, Tim, he's right in there within striking distance, but still not able to make a move. I know that last season, not this newest season, but there was kind of a GT3 aerodynamic revamp here within the simulator of iRacing Simulation Motorsports. Man, it's still continuing to really not give that big suck to Tim Reed. So fun watching these GT3s sink into the track as they make their way down and out of turn number 12, headed back towards turn number 1. It's the elevation hungry, it's Road Atlanta, it's the penultimate round here tonight of IRPAS season, what is this, season 6 I believe we're on now. Ted, welcome, and Ricardo Cano. Hola, Ricardo, hopefully you are doing well down there out of Buenos Aires. Fire Brandon, probably the Santa track re-entry was questionable. I'm right there with you, Fire Brandon. Yes, Santa had a brief re-entry there on track that was right across the racing line. Speaking of racing line, Tyler Reed's going to try that offensive racing line, going to try to dive it deep down there into the inside of Paul McCoo. That one sounded a little bit better. Tyler Reed, this is another AM category battle on our hands. It's the Operation Motorsports Ford Mustang who not solidifies, but takes away overall P9 right there over Paul McCoo. That will be for, let's count them here, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth there in the AM category. Whoa, hang on here, boys and girls. Battle for the race lead has just gone all wrong. It's Dylan Bass who has led the most amount of laps tonight, and the number 57 out of Skidmark Sim Racing has gone off of the racetrack. Here is a race replay. Oh, side by side as they come and out. Oh, there's no contact between the two either. The dirtier part of the racetrack. Dylan Bass gets there, and we just kind of cut the later portion of it. But look at Dylan. He tried to find the inside. He was clear by a mile, but then just spins all by himself trying to apply that throttle pedal. And since we're taking a couple looks at some replays here, if you just now are joining us, here's a original drop at the green flag. Standing starts, and it was a really nice start to the race. It was side by side, too wide for the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth rows. And then I think there was one spin a little bit, it was after our orange flag, I want to say. I believe it was Nick Battista who had contact, and his Porsche here will take a kind of an overhead shot and see, yeah, Nick just kind of loses it on himself with those colder GT3 tires. And then the next contact made, this was also opening lap. I believe this is going to be Nicholas Meyer, another AM category driver. Whoa, almost contact there, and then definite contact with, that's Ferrari, the number 16. I believe that was, I'm not seeing on timing scorings, but Nicholas Meyer unfortunately goes around there. Does he? Oh man! Then the rear clip kind of gets clipped there as well for Nicholas. He's going to have to. Well, he did find his way back and into pit lane there. He did take that fast repair and back out on the racetrack. We are back out here to the race lead. Only 30 minutes to go after 15 minutes down, and after the unfortunate spin there for Dylan Baste, the 57 Aston Martin, who had been, I would have called it our kind of Max Verstappen here tonight, if you will, kind of the favorite to win the race. He's gotten himself back up, pointed in the right direction, albeit, let's see, oh yeah, he's got quite a bit of time there. Oh, to make up, look at how hard he's pushing it there. 4 tires up and, well, still on the asphalt, but definitely a 1XX incident there. And as we continue to make our way through this race, not only are the battles continuing to heat up and broil here, I mean, Oliver Jansen, James Moore are continuing to go at it 12 laps down here into this International Racers Pro Am Series. But I do want to mention, we do have that 11X incident range here for these drivers. So if you focus up there on the left side of your screen, if you reach 11X, that's going to be a drive through, and every 5X after that. Let's see, we still only have these drivers ranging in about the 4 to 3X range. So that's really nice to see. Basically, if you're new to iRacing, 4X is heavy contact with another driver, 2X loss of control, and then 1X is pretty much off track. So these drivers continuing to keep it, I mean, pretty steadily clean there after a couple self-spins just a couple laps ago. And I remember I actually heard that from one of the drivers here in our opening kind of pre-race drivers meeting there. One driver was like, hey, my opening lap was killer. Well, then it was all discussed here. We're going to have some changing track conditions, not really changing, but the track's going to continue to heat up. You talk about this iRacing simulation motorsports being more of a simulator than a video game. Track temperature, it says ranging in the 64. I know the track started relatively cool. I think that's still showing our starting temp, but the track temperature continuing to take a lot of heat from the sun, continuing to rise, giving these drivers some changing track conditions to deal with tonight. Samuel Cruz has now cruised his way up to P3, has Jarrell Williams all over his, excuse me, that's Jeremy Jukic and Samuel Cruz going at it. I would still call Jarrell Williams all over the rear bumper, maybe not the same words, but still within the battle here, being 1 second back from these two drivers. And taking a look at one of my other favorite camera shots here, it's kind of the drone, kind of the bird's eye cam. Look at Jeremy Jukic, Samuel Cruz go at it here, separated by still 0.3 of a second. Samuel Cruz doing all that he can to get closer and closer down there through kind of the uphill S's section and down this, as well as I guess you call it the roller coaster section, with as much elevation left and right change as you have. And now we're going to crest our way towards that double right-hand apex. It's so easy to invite yourself to carry a little bit too much speed. You have to downshift it all the way down here into first gear here on corner entry. Get that throttle, get that speed up and moving there for corner exit. 0.6 between P1 and P2, 0.6 between P2 and P3. Jarrell Williams now is within 1 second of this battle, and back up here to the AM category race win, not race win here quite yet, but race leader. Joshua Mir out of Infinite Racing in the number 40 purple BMW machine. He's still got that 1.8 seconds over Rene Garcia, separating 5th and 6th overall. AM category race win is at our hands and starting to heat up here quite a bit. Rene Garcia, points leader, has been continuing to go at it with Shane Wells tonight. And oh no, this is big. Dylan, once again, our driver that has led probably was about 10 laps earlier in the race. He has gone around, and I think that's out of kind of the roller coaster section. We'll take another look here. We'll hop on board, Dylan, see what goes all wrong. God, he saved it once, twice, and thrice, did Dylan Baste. Unfortunately, not able to get it saved all the right way. Dylan is back on pit lane right here. A little bit under halfway down here between our race here. That's we do all have to make a pit stop here with the 60% fuel. So we're going to continue to see the battles here continuing to really give us a run for our money for Tim Reed, Jeremy Jukic, as well as Samuel Cruz here. But which one of these drivers is maybe trying to save a 10th of fuel here, save a 10th of fuel there, try and make something work for him here on the second half and the closing laps of the race? It's Tim Reed out of Scotland continuing to lead. Jeremy Jukic out of the Fendi Racing team in the number 28. Samuel Cruz right there with him in the third position. Jarrell Williams outbat him. Can't talk about the ESGI Motorsports driver enough tonight. Coming into the race back up in P4 in the point standings. He passes Dylan Bass right there, which is pretty big. Dylan Bass had some quite a bit of pace, was probably the driver to beat tonight. Joel puts him down another lap, as well as he is that battle heating up and ensuing up there right in front of him. Oh man, Jeremy Jukic and Samuel Cruz both go wide. Let's see what Samuel's got in for him down here towards our short chute of the backstretch, heading on towards the longer backstretch section here. Samuel Cruz, he's going to live to fight another day. I like that here. He's still got that patience here. He knows that there's more than half this race to go. And that number 25 McLaren GT3 machine can live to fight another day and just use that slipstream, try to use whatever of that draft is available. Back here between that AM category P2 and P3 battle, as Joshua Mir still sits at about 1.6 seconds up ahead of battle for AM. Rene Garcia and Shane Wells still separated by 0.15. Let's hop on board with Rene Garcia's rear bumper cam and see what Shane Wells has here into the corner entrance. That's just, it's so interesting to me because I do feel like about a season ago, they would have had a nice run down there out of turn 12. I wonder if they kind of tinkered with that aerodynamic capabilities, tinkered with this GT3 air within the sim. Shane Wells, if they did tinker with that, they have to mess with the dirty air as well. Shane Wells, it looks like he's continuing to keep this thing pretty planted on the track for this BMW that obviously sounds like it has a birdie trapped within the engine. These twin turbos going to work for Shane Wells tonight, who, might I add, remember, just reached that 2,000 road course iRating range. Still battling down here in the second and third position, trying to reel in Joshua Mir for AM race lead. Another driver in the pits, looks like Josh Hagee. Remember, he started up there on, I believe, P2 or P3. It was an unfortunate run to see him down and out of the race earlier on. I believe that was like lap 1 in that the Irishman's Ferrari. He's down there on pit lane. We'll have to see. Yep, no tires, just a quick splash and dash on the race fuel, and he's back down and away he goes. Another kind of revamped thing here within the sim is pit entry within this newer track. We have seen iRacing kind of move the cones here in corner entry. Yeah, and there's the pit speed cones. It used to be all the way back here, so you could carry way more speed going into pit lane. Now as Tyler Reed finds himself on pits, so does Joshua Mir leading that AM category. We'll see where these drivers cycle out here too after a quick pit stop. Should be just like we saw pro drivers, their quick splash and dash and back out on the track. Tyler Reed, Joshua Mir, yep, no invisible air jacks for either of these drivers. Continuing to, it looks like just a quick splash and dash for them. Samuel Cruz, nice move going up and into and out of, that was the double right-hander apex there. Samuel Cruz is now up to P2, Jeremy Jukic up to P3, and here comes Jarrell Williams. He's now, he was in this battle here, but don't get me wrong, he's now, I mean, a 10th of a second back behind this battle. That is just one respectful dive bomb away from the final driver interview position in the pro category. Now keep in mind, neither of these top runners have made their pit stop here just yet. It's got to be within the next couple of laps, you'd imagine. And here's a quick look at how Samuel Cruz made this pass happen. Look at him, he already could have had him down there gapped on the straight at least by half a car length, dove it down to the inside, and he's gonna have the inside clear by that time by Samuel Cruz up to P2. 24 minutes down out of this 45 minutes banger of a race that we have going on here from Road Atlanta. Andy White, Tim Reed, and Joshua Hagee, top three in our pro points and AM positions. And the top three in the points belong to Rene Garcia, Nick Battista, and Joel Loudon coming into the race. Now that might change here going into championship weekend. Some of our fastest drivers within the class have had some earlier troubles on in the race. Remember, Josh Hagee, he's all the way down there in the respectful P20 after what had happened to him on the opening lap of the race. So I think we're going to see some pretty big point changes here after our penultimate round heading into championship and race weekend. I believe that's going to be the next weekend after that with holidays. Joel Loudon in the 10th running position in that Ford Mustang GT3 in the number 79. He's got James Vardingas right there behind him, trying to reel him in. So this is another battle for throughout the AM category. Joel Loudon, he's going to lead him down there throughout that long back stretch that isn't so straight. Joel sits P3 in the point standings, but that's what I was going to mention there. He is now P10 in the race, although he did start P17. He's gained 7 spots at the drop of the green flag. Amazing run tonight for Joel. He's gonna kind of try to retain some of those point standings coming into our most important race of the season. That Jimmy's Coffee, James Vardingas, going to find his way down and into pit lane out of Upshift Motorsports. He is going to pit from the 11th position, so this should all cycle out down and around to James in the 10th or maybe even 9th spot there. It's another AM category driver who's really been giving us a run for our money tonight within the category. I mean, still look at Josh Hagee here. That's a little bit different as he's in the pro category, but still making passes down here. I mean, 20 laps down of this 45-minute race. There's only 20 more minutes to go. Travis Fleming continuing to hang on here in that lime green machine. Another ESGI Motorsports driver, our only Acura driver. I remember he had a nice run there out of Daytona a couple races ago. He tries to get a little jiggy with it down and along our crossing the start-finish line, heading back into turn one. Josh Hagee being the pro driver, he is not going to fall for that move in his rearview mirror. Samuel Cruz, the driver who had worked his way back up, worked his way up to P3 after starting P6. What a nice run here tonight. Samuel Cruz is in for his one and only pit stop of the race. As long as he didn't speed coming into pit lane or off of pit lane, we should continue to see him within that top 3 category. Possible driver interview position up for grabs in the pro category. Back to AM category, it's Rene Garcia who jumps out to the race lead after we did see our AM category race leader down and into pit lane. But remember, it should all cycle back through. Rene Garcia still has to make his stop as Paul McCoo and Joel Loudon now make their stops. So things are going to cycle out here. We'll see these drivers running roughly back to where they were, but it does really, it presents how well were you able to get on and off of pit lane. How late are you able to slam those brakes there and hit the pit lane speed button to try and find the fastest pit stop available to you? Here's another battle on the racetrack. Oliver Jansen, Paul McCoo going at it. Looks like a quick kind of point by there for Paul McCoo, given the by there, Oliver Jansen. But take a look there. Oliver Jansen shown a black flag. That could mean a cluster of things, either too many driver incidents. I'll tell you what it most likely means right now, though. It's going to be a pit speed penalty for speeding into the pits. We should see Oliver Jansen here with a pass-through pit lane penalty, I would assume. We'll go back to this battle off of what's going to be a battle off of the drivers off of pit lane. Jeremy Jukic, Tim Reed, Rene Garcia, and Shane Wills, our top 4 drivers overall down and into the pits. Only about okay, this is a little bit, it looks at least visually a little bit longer here. Tim Reed, Jeremy Jukic, Shane Wills, Rene Garcia just waiting on the fuel to come out there. Finally gets it done. Tim Reed, I think this is going to be a little bit close here between Samuel Cruz and Tim Reed. Battle for throughout the race lead. Here comes Tim Reed off of pit lane. He clears the pit lane cone. He is now back into, I would call that clear for the race lead, but not here quite just yet. Samuel Cruz has been on the track. He's got that heat. He's got that tire pressure within his tires. What can Samuel Cruz do right here? He continues to close that gap to the race lead after Tim Reed just barely wins the battle there between two different drivers, cycled out on 2 different laps. Tim Reed back up to the, well, Tim Reed wins the race off pit lane. Samuel Cruz back up to P2, trying to hound that race leader. Tim Reed has been leading just about every single lap up until the spin from, I believe that was, I believe, where is it? Oh, no. Okay. We'll get back here to this Samuel Cruz and Jeremy Jenkins battle. Oh, God. I think it was, there it is, Joshua Mir. Oh, Joshua Mir off the racetrack there. That wins to the driver in the AM category, win for the best position in the AM category earlier on in the race. Heavy damage for the number 40. This is really going to help Rene Garcia as well as Shane Wells, who were in that AM category battle of their own. Josh Hager, there we go. Okay, here's a real quick look at how Joshua Mir went off the racetrack. Man, oh man, this might get, oh yeah, heavy damage off of the right side tire bearers, kills the suspension, and then shoots him right into the outside wall. We're gonna have to take another look at that. It's the slow-mo replay. Look at this. This is right when the track kind of goes back from uphill back to the downhill section where the GT3 feels its lightest, and it just kind of drifts Joshua, and then hard impact there to the left side as well. And he's gonna have to take a quick repair tonight after taking it down and onto pit lane. Take one more look at it here. Oh, that's after it's already happened. We'll take one more look at it here. And I mean, we have to really see how exactly that this really happened here. What is Joshua? I'm just trying to. Oh, he's going to go off the track and try to keep it back on. And at that point, there's just no saving that BMW. Oh man, he tried to pancake it on the outside wall. And it's just too heavy of contact. Broke the suspension, and then around it sent him. Back out here we'll go back out to the race lead once again. It's now 0.7 of a second between Tim Reed and Samuel Cruz. Jeremy Jenkins is now sitting P3, continued to sit where he started the race. Jarrell Williams P4 right where he started, but continuing to keep that gap right about steady. Shane Wells somehow in the AM category. He is up here in the winning position right now. Don't want to give him that Sean and Tater curse that we've seen a couple of times earlier on. But I wouldn't call this race win here just yet within the AM category. Shane Wells has still got Rene Garcia right there behind him. And Tyler Reed starts to join the battle as well. Tyler Reed sitting 9th within the point standings in pro category. I wonder kind of how Tyler takes that behind the wheel. You have a really nice battle up here in the AM category throughout what would be, let's see here, it's got one of the championship contenders being Rene Garcia out there right up in front of you. Do you try to make that pass happen, or just when you get the chance available to do it? We'll have to see what Tyler Reed's gonna try and make happen over that Acura NSX P6 overall. That would be, let's see. That would be P5 for Tyler Reed if he's able to make at least one, if not both of his AM passes. Some other nice lap times that have been put down here tonight. It's Brandy Mateo, Matthew Sherwood, Dylan. That's who Dylan Bass. There we go. I apologize there. There's a lot going on behind the scenes there, but as soon as I read the name, that shot some memories right back in the memory bank. Matthew Sherwood, he's the AM driver right now, trying to hold off one of our fastest driver, if not the fastest driver here earlier on. And if we take a look at the laps lad, I mean, led 10 laps here earlier on in the race. That's a little bit less than half between what we're dealing with right now. And if we look at Tim Reed, I'd imagine he's leading just about the other 15 right up here. Tim Reed's now, it does show him leading the last 15 laps, but we'll have to see within this last lap strategy. I think that's going to really be the be-all, tell-all here. Yeah, lap 24, 1.5 tenths of a second faster there for Samuel Cruz. Samuel Cruz also faster by, well, okay, that's a little bit different on our pit stop lap there, 22. Let's see on lap 25, though, it's 0.3 faster. How about it, though, ladies and gentlemen? That gap is getting visually smaller between the two race leaders. Samuel Cruz, he's doing everything that he can back and trying to get around, cresting the hill. Here comes Samuel Cruz. He gets a little bit closer there on corner exits. Oh, as well as Shane Wells and Tyler Reed start to get a little bit close. Oh, Tyler Reed has went off the racetrack. This had just happened here, coming right back up the hill. No, Tyler Reed tried to save it. Down and off of the bend, hard into the outside tire barriers. That's some pretty detrimental damage on that rear end. We'll get back up here between Tim Reed and Samuel Cruz. Samuel Cruz, now he is in the he is now in the Fox seat here. You either want to be the Fox or the Rabbit. The Rabbits of Tim Reed, who's trying to run away, or Samuel Cruz. You've done your time, you've done your effort, you're going to school these last couple of laps. Now Samuel Cruz is trying to find that just extra little bit of speed and pace that Tim Reed is carrying here. Here we go throughout turns 11 and 12 to complete another lap here. Throughout 10 minutes to go. Samuel Cruz gets just a little bit closer, and now that it's reached that 0.3 of a second gap, it's stayed roughly about the same. Right now, Samuel Cruz, if you got anything left here within it, you got to start pushing right here, right now. Let's see what you got in that number 25. And it's right now, hey, if you're a driver here within the iRacing Sim Racing universe, and if you're looking to run the iRacing Daytona 24-hour, I believe Fendi Racing here in IRPAS still has quite a few spots open, if not all of their spots open. I'm also looking for a few drivers here myself, thinking about running the Porsche GT3. Here we go, back out to battling though. It's now cut down to less than 0.3. It's 2.29 seconds. What does Samuel Cruz have, if anything, left here within the fuel tank, as we have another nice side-by-side battle here between Jarrell Williams and Jeremy Jukic. Look at them giving each other all the speed, all of the distance there. Oh, I was about to say it until Jeremy Jukic there had contact with the rear diffuser. I don't think it was close enough contact there to warrant a 0x penalty even. But Jeremy Jukic, Jarrell Williams continuing to go at it here throughout side-by-side, door-to-door, throughout our longer straightaway section, coming back up to throughout turns 9, 10, 11, and 12. Looks like Jeremy Jukic is going to retain P3, that final driver interview spot in the pro category, by just barely. Sherwood, Dylan Bass, two different categories, but still drivers that have about the same speed. Well, they got the same speed, they got that same racecraft here tonight from Road Atlanta. Let's see, is Dylan Bass still going to try and, oh, okay, Matthew Sherwood, that's kind of, looks like another driver just to kind of give the respectful point by there. He knows that this is not the category that he has to fight, does Matthew Sherwood. Gives that nice point by for Dylan Bass. Dylan is back up to P14. Danny Poole is right there behind them in P17. Danny's up 16 positions here. Excuse me, not 16. Danny Poole is up 6 positions since the drop of the green. Nice race here tonight for Danny if he can keep this moving and grooving. James Vardingas as well in the P18th spots. Nick Battista, unfortunate run for him, came into the race P2 and in the AM category point standings. Nick is down here in the respectful P19 after unfortunate earlier spin in the race. Nicholas Meyer AM category still continues to sit P20, unfortunately 7 spots from where he started the race. Continues to try and get just a little bit more back to him there, as well as our league owner, Dan Finnick, running in the respectful P21 in that Ferrari 327. I think that this is one of his favorite kind of tracks to run here within the sim racing world. He's going to have some company there, right there behind him. I believe that's going to be James Moore. James Moore and Dan Finnick start to go at it here for P21 and P23. Tim Reed, Samuel Cruz, that gap is still just about that 0.5 of a second range. Remember, it was just about 0.3 of a second last time we checked on him here. Hopping on board with our driver eye camera, Samuel Cruz. This is what I'm mentioning here. If this was a season ago, you would have definitely felt a little bit of tug there on you to help you bring you a little bit closer to that rear bumper of the race lead. But it just feels like there's nothing there here for you. You have to slam the brakes, get hard in the braking zone, try and close that gap. But even as hard as that looked within the braking zone there, it really didn't close the gap all that much up to Tim Reed. Matter of fact, if anything, he lost about a thousandth of a thousandth. Oh God, thousandth. There we go. Of a second. Let's check on AM category battles right here. Remember, it was Shane Wills leading Rene Garcia last time we checked on it. Battles for 5th and 6th overall. Well, unfortunately for Shane, it is now Rene Garcia back up to the race lead in the AM category, as well as Rene Garcia came into this race with the AM category points race lead. I believe we have a replay here once these drivers get a little bit too much separated, where we don't think we'll see a move here for Shane Wills. We'll show you that one. Shoot, 0.3 of a second with this kind of aerodynamic package that we have here. Oh, this is exactly how it happened. Shane Wills just loose on his own. Take another look here and you can kind of see it in slow-mo. Man, Shane Wills just a little bit loose there in corner exit, and that's all it takes there to present Rene Garcia back up into the battle and really into the winning position right now for the AM category. Excellent save, though. I mean, that was some immaculate cat-like reflexes for that number 99 of Shane Wills to get that thing backed up and pointed the right way, and into this battle continues to fight it out here for that AM battle throughout the race lead and race win. Rene Garcia, Shane Wills now separated by 4, I'd call it 0.5 of a second with 5 minutes left to go. Lap times ranging about the 1:17s. We should be looking at about 3 to 4 laps to go. We'll see if there is anything that they say can't be done that Samuel Cruz can do, or in that AM category race battle between Rene Garcia and Shane Wills. It's 0.2 of a second right now separating our pro battle between P1 and P2. It's 0.3 of a second separating P5 and P6 for our penultimate race of the season. It's still battles that are separated by just that close that you can try, ladies and gentlemen, but you cannot get much better than some International Racing Pro-Am Series action live here on STAM Studio Network. Here we go, into the last 5 minutes of the race. Tim Reed still able to hold off the hard-charging Samuel Cruz. Samuel Cruz is trying to do it all here tonight. Up 4 positions since the drop of the green flag. Tries to look down the inside, going back up the hill out of turn 10 and 11. Looks like he compromised a little bit that corner entrance for that corner exit speed. It's now 3.33 separating P1 and P2. Real quick, back here between AM drivers, Rene Garcia and Shane Wills. Same exact story. Different drivers. They're also separated by about 2 car lengths here. Which battles do we watch? It's too good. It's Pro going at it. It's AM going at it. Here we go, back down through the hill. Samuel Cruz, his gap is retained just the same. Now loses 1/10 of a second more, trying to push. He knows it's coming down to 4 minutes left to go in the race. What can Samuel Cruz try and do here? I don't think we're going to necessarily see contacts, but if Samuel Cruz can get close enough, try to make that inside line work, it'll get Tim looking in his rearview mirrors. We've seen the pace here. We've seen the ethical wheel. We know Tim Reed, though. We know that he's got that 3,000 road course I rating. We know that he knows how to make victories happen. 1, 2, 3 here in the IRPAS season here live on STAM Studio Network. Well, continuing to lead that gap here by 0.4 of a second now. It's visually starting to grow as well as Samuel Cruz tries to do everything that he can. I wonder if the tires are starting to give way just a little bit after he tried to push. Samuel Cruz had to push earlier on in the race to get into the position he is now. Same thing that could be said with Rene Garcia. 4 positions after starting P9. He started, running P5. Shane Wills right on all over that rear bumper. I think Shane Wills, remember, he had that little bit of a self-incident, almost a self-spin. Shane, he's going to cast out that fishing rod. I think he's got that fish hooked right now. Just going to start slowly reeling that fish in, being Rene Garcia. Oh, Josh Hagee, not the night he was looking for, from the front to the back, respectfully. Back up to the front and now shown a black flag, going to have to take a quick drive through. I'd say quick, but it's really all but quick. Going to take a drive through penalty there down on pit lane. We should be seeing 2 laps to go this time by, and for Matthew Sherwood as well as Brandon Mateo. Once again, battles all over the racetrack here. This is for 14th and 15th in the AM category. Here we see Matthew Sherwood trying to put that a little bit more steering input to try and get that front to rotate down there into the uphill section of the hill. Matthew Sherwood closes that gap to Brandon Mateo. Brandon Mateo going to try to run just a little bit wide there. Oh, compromises the whole line there with the roller coaster bend, roller coaster S's section. Matthew Sherwood still 3.3 seconds of a second back there line to Brandon Mateo. Oliver Jansen also sitting up there in P13 overall, 1.5 seconds in front of him here. Matthew Sherwood has a nice run. He's going to have to get that thing slowed and woed back down. Into first gear he goes, carries the speed, carries the momentum up there. That's also a nice 14th, 15th battle here, as we should be looking at the white flag lap this time by. Tim Reed, Samuel Cruz, Rene Garcia, as well as Shane Wells continue to go at it. 0.6 of a second separating these two. Real quick, we're going to hop on board with Oliver Jansen as he has that nice battle heating up and ensuing up there in front of him, as well as we'll be able to see the white flag thrown from Barney the Flagman there. Actually, I don't see Barney throwing it. There's somehow, some way that it looks like this might be 2 more laps to go tonight for Tim Reed and Samuel Cruz. We'll see if Tim Reed is still going to be able to hold him off here with that with a half-second gap there. It's all going to come down here out of turns 9, 10, and 11, and we'll have to see if Barney the Flagman's going to throw that white flag, or will it be 5 seconds too soon? It will be 5 seconds too soon. Now Barney the Flagman's got the white flag out. This is our final lap to go here tonight from Road Atlanta in the penultimate round of our IRPAS series here on iRacing live on Stam Studio Network. Tim Reed leads Samuel Cruz coming across the line. AM category, Rene Garcia leads Shane Wells coming across the line. Here it's a little bit closer though. It's 0.2 of a second between AM category race win tonight. Shane Wells doing everything that he can to stay within striking distance, because he knows it's all going to come down towards that long back straightaway tonight. Shane Wells, he gets a little bit loose there on corner exit, trying to reel in Rene Garcia for that battle throughout the AM category race win. Now that that delta starts to improve, we'll jump back to the battle for the race lead for the final time tonight on the white flag lap. Here we go. It's our long back straightaway that isn't so straight. Tim Reed, Samuel Cruz separated by 0.64 seconds here. Tim Reed, will he get another race win? Boxed on to the season here, the International Racers Pro-Am season. It all is going to come down to the last final 2-3 turns. Tim Reed drops down there into second gear, picks up the throttle pedal back up there. Tim Reed, it looks like he's going to get another win to his name in the pro category, the International Racers Pro-Am Series. Here we go, final section of corners tonight for the AM category race win. Rene Garcia, Shane Wells off of the long back straightaway for the final time tonight. It's going to be Rene Garcia who wins the AM category. Whoa, Rene Garcia gets loose, barely gets it done, spins across the line. Shane Wells, P2 in AM, Samuel Cruz, P2 in Pro. It's going to be Jeremy Jukic, P3 overall, Jarrell Williams, P4 overall, as well as in the AM Pro category. AM category race win. Rene Garcia gets another one to his name. Shane Wells back out here on track, right up and with him, takes away the P2. How about Paul McCook coming away P3 in AM category? John Jennings coming away with P4 in Pro. Travis Fleming, nice run for him tonight as he breaks his way across the line. Travis Fleming coming across the line in P9 overall. I believe that's P4 in AM. Josh Hagee, how about Josh, ladies and gentlemen? The Irishman tonight, from the front to the back, up and to the front. He takes overall P10. Joel Loudon takes away P11, gaining 6 spots at the drop of the green flag in that Ford Mustang in the AM category, and that's overall position. Oliver Jansen, Danny Poole, and James Fardingas. That's your top 14. Stick with us here live on Stam Studio Network. We're going to get some unofficial, official race results, as well as some top 3 driver interviews of both the Pro and AM category. What a race, what a win for Tim Reed as well as Rene Garcia. We see you down there live in YouTube land. Well raced, well casted. We appreciate that, Josh. That means the world to me. Ricardo Cano saying, good race. He'll take 10 extra gallons in the pits. Terry and Ted, we appreciate you guys. And Fluky, 8682, joining us down here as well. Oh my goodness gracious. Happy holidays to y'all. I think, Santa, we can welcome you back here. We can welcome in the snow once again. What a race here in this International Racers Pro-Am Series. Let's go over those unofficial race results. Congratulations once again. It'll be the Irishman, Tim Reed, who gets that the overall win tonight. Samuel Cruz almost had it done. Finishes 0.5 of a second back there at P2. Jeremy Jukic, Jarrell Williams, that's P4. Rene Garcia, AM category race win. It's Shane Wills, AM category P2. Paul McCoo, AM category P3. John Jennings, Travis Fleming, Josh Hagee. How about ESGI Motorsports? 3 drivers up there in the top 9 positions. Joel Loudon at P11, Oliver Jansen for Fendi Racing, Danny Poole, James Hardinges out of Upshift Motorsports, P14, Dylan Bass out of Skidmark Sim Racing, and Tyler Reed, Nicholas Meyer, I do believe they're in, yeah, that was Nicholas Meyer there in P17. Brandon Mateo, Tyler Sherwood, and Nick Batista rounding out our top 20. Joshua Meir and James Moore rounding at the top 23, and that's going to do it for our unofficial official race results. What a race, what a win. I'm sweating up here in the booth, and man, this is going to be some fun driver interviews. Make sure you stick with us here because you're not going to want to miss that. I think we're going to start here. Okay, well, first I got to mosey my way on over down into live driver interview land. I think we're going to do something special tonight. We're going to work with AM category and work our way back up to pro. Man, congratulations, Rene Garcia. You get the AM category win here tonight. What is going through your mind right here, right now in that Acura NSX?
Hey, Sean. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Rene. Congratulations on another race win.
Oh, man, it was wild. I'm fucking shaking right now, man. I'm so sorry for my language. But Shane is freaking fast, man. He was the fastest car. I give him that. I mean, I'll take it. Fun racing, really good battle with him. Coming into pits, I actually overshot it like by 10 miles an hour. So I had to stop my brakes really hard to slow it down to like 30 or so he won't penalize me. I feel so sorry for Shane. I'm so sorry about that, Shane. And coming into my pit stop, I ran out of fuel like halfway down the pits. So that's how he overjumped me. But besides that, man, great race, a lot of fun. Wasn't expecting to win, just was looking forward to the podium, that's it. But I'll take the W, why not?
Hey, there you go, Rene. That's pretty special because that's going to give you a kind of the points boost that you were looking for going into our championship race. Man, congratulations on it, Rene. Who are you dedicating this win to?
Real quick, did you guys see the finish there?
I did, yeah. You came spinning up across the line. You barely held off Shane for the win. That was crazy.
That was wild. Well, I just say thanks to my wife, my kids, letting me sit here again like a bum and race. My company, Eminent Science and Graphics, the fellas, Nick, Josh, Travis, Jarrell, Alex. Shout out to Shane, fun racing with him. Everyone that runs the league, yourself, Sean. I'm having a blast, and this is a lot of fun. So thanks to everyone that puts this together.
Hey, Rene, thank you so much, man. That goes a long ways back there behind the scenes. And I think that's what I kind of do it here for, is words like that. So thank you, Rene. Have a great rest of your night, and man, congratulations once again on the win.
Thank you, Sean.
All right, Shane. Hey, you got yourself a copy, Shane?
Yo, I'm there, mate.
Oh boy, this is going to be a special driver interview. I know you were hurt. You were hunting for this top 3 in the AM category. You were wanting it real bad. Man, a little slight self-spin there, as well as maybe coming into the pits as well, a little bit of a argy-bargy. But Shane, congratulations on your P2 tonight. What pace that you had, and congratulations as well, finally hitting that 2,000 road course high rating mark.
Yo, thank you, mate. Like, Garcia, man. I was like a trailer, Sean. I was like his trailer. He was, honestly, I didn't leave him for 40 minutes, and that guy just kept it lit. He didn't miss an apex. he sat behind me for like 2 laps, and I'm, spinning out on the rears. But,
Man.
damn, Garcia, all yours, mate. Honestly, that was a race. We're like magnets, mate.
Appreciate it, Shane.
I couldn't It's harder to be the mouse than the cat. That's all I'm gonna say. And you held it in, so you got my respect. Big up.
That's so special, both of you giving yourself kind of accolades there. And man, Rene Garcia, so much space. Shane Wells, you as well there. But man, you still get the P2 finish in that 7-Up 99 BMW. Shane, I only saw one other BMW tonight, and that was Joshua Mir, who also had quite a bit of pace. How did that BMW GT3 feel under your feet, under your hands tonight?
Where did Josh finish?
He was up there battling it out, but unfortunately Joshua Mir finished out to P22, but qualified up there within in the top 5.
As long as my BMW's finishing on that line and then we're in the podium, that's all that matters.
There you go, Shane. Well, hey, congratulations on your podium finish. Before we move our way on over to Paul McHugh, as well as our pro category drivers, real quick, Shane, who we shouting out tonight on this podium finish, man?
Honestly, yourself, mate. I watched your last broadcast and you are smashing it, mate.
Oh,
So you need to give yourself some props.
oh man, Shane, you're making me grin ear to ear, man. Thank you so much. And
I'm being serious, mate.
I know I've said this before here to you, Shane, specifically. I think it was a season or 2 ago in a driver interview, but I want to say thank you so much here. I mean, your positivity goes unmatched here within the text chats and even the voice chats within Discord and here in the IRPAS community. Shane, just thank you so much for everything there behind the scenes, man.
Thanks, Sean.
Goes a long, long way, Shane. Congrats on the top 3. We're going to move our way down to Paul McHugh here, and then our top 3 in the pro category. How about you, though, Paul? You got stuff for copy? Oh, no, Paul. All right. We'll give Paul just a little bit of time here. We'll give, is that Santa? Hang on. Is that Santa? It is Santa coming down here. God dang. All right, we're going to move our way down and up to Tim Reed. Tim Reed, happy holidays to you. We got Santa on the screen, and there he goes about down our way. Tim, you started P5 tonight, finished P1. How'd you get it done?
I got a good start, yeah. And then just trying to manage that front left tyre because that thing was hanging on at the end.
Man, a lot of right-hand turns tonight from Road Atlanta. You get it done. You hang on to it. Mercedes AMG. Man, oh man, you had Samuel Cruz starting to reel you in, though. Finished just a little bit over than a half a tenth behind you at the line. Tim, how do you manage, I don't know, I wouldn't even call it your offensive lines there, but, how do you manage your racecraft and then to manage a little bit more defense as you start to see a driver as fast as Samuel Cruz start to close the gap?
Just try not to look at the mirrors and pretend it, hope they go away. Ignore it and hope they go away.
Man, easier said than done. Been right there with you, Tim. I've sometimes had to turn off the little virtual mirror there, try and focus up and just hope they go away. Man, that's what's going to be the case tonight. At least Tim, you found the white checkered flag just in time. That's another great question I have here for you, though. You had 5 seconds separating when that next white and checkered flag flew, so that meant 1 more lap for you. That was 12 more mistakes that could have happened. Tim, I mean, how many times do you think you practiced, you ran on this track?
Quite a bit. It's one of my strongest tracks, to be honest. I did well here last time when the IRPAS came here, sorry. So yeah, put a fair bit in. Obviously try to improve it, get a bit faster, but I know my way around this track, which helps.
Well, Tim, killer lap times around here. Congratulations on your race win. Real quick, who you dedicating this win to here, and the overall as well as pro category?
Just the folks watching, some friends watching. That would be Michael, Josh, Doogie, the lads at Clark St James. I think some of them are in the chat there. And yourself and everyone that turns up, drives. Won't be a race without races. Yeah.
Hey, well said there, Tim. We appreciate the kind words, and have yourself a great, great holiday season, as well as Michael and Josh down there live on YouTube land. Thank you, guys.
Cheers, Sean.
All right, P2 and P3 in pro category. Hey, Samuel Cruz, got yourself a copy, man.
Copy, Sean.
Hey, Samuel, nice drive tonight. Slice, dice, cruise your way back up to P2. 4 positions gained on the night. Almost had the race win to you there. Got ever so close. My question to you is, Samuel, what's the aerodynamic capabilities? What's the dirty air? What is the draft like in these GT3 machines?
Oh, the dirty air is real, I'll tell you that. Anytime I got up close to Tim, the draft just wasn't strong enough for me to down there after the straight to make a move into those last 2 corners. Because I noticed he does brake a little bit earlier than I do. I just never was able to reel him in close enough for me to attempt it with safely, at least. I mean, hats off to him. We were just talking about it just before you popped in, just going back and forth. It was a heck of a race.
God, man, I just glazed over that there in the broadcast. I wish I talked about that dirty air just a little bit more, seeing that's, I mean, you're saying that much just about it here, and that's McLaren GT3. But Samuel, that was still a really, really nice race here for you. It was a lot of fun to watch. I might have to take some tips here from you. Samuel, who'd you kind of shout out here on this top 3 finish?
This one I'll shout out to Matthew, Shane, and John for turning laps, and then shout out to you for the broadcast and everybody watching. We appreciate you.
Nice, Samuel. Thank you so much, man. And that was some crazy pace you're seeing tonight. You were putting down some blistering laps. That 25 was on rails. A lot of fun to watch, and I can't wait to see you up here in our championship race. Next race, I know you're coming in. Well, you came into here tonight P6 in points. I believe you'll come up here into the next race in P5 or even P4. What's kind of going through your minds going into championship race weekend?
And that was the thing I was focusing on today. When I qualified, I was like, man, everybody who's in front of me qualified in front of me, but, you know, able to fight back. Unfortunately, what happened to Josh, I was looking forward to battling him, trying to fight back up to him, but I know he's ahead of me too, so I know it's like 50 points between like 3rd and 6th, so I'm trying to end up on that podium. I think Tim's a little too far in 2nd, but yeah, we'll see how the points shake out after they do the calculations, and we'll lock in for that final race, see if we can lock down a podium spot.
Thank you so much, Samuel. That's really well said there. It's funny to kind of get that insight on these drivers here, because, I mean, yes, you're putting lap after lap in, your practice after practice lap in as well, but still worrying about those playoff point standings points, and rightfully so, Samuel. Real quick, final question for you. Who you shouting out tonight in this top 3?
Off, man. Just shout out to him. I already told him before. He's the guy I was going to try and track down this season. So... and he makes me better. Appreciate him.
Well, thank you so much, Samuel. Apologies for that. But Samuel, congratulations, man. Congratulations on podium finish as well. And we're going to mosey our way over to the race later. But nice win, and can't wait to see you in championship race, Samuel.
Appreciate it, Sean.
All right. We have now waited, or Tim's waited for us here. Tim is the man, the myth, the legend, the one who gets it done again tonight. 3,000 Red Course iRating. Tim, you got yourself a copy. Uh-oh.
Wait, are we doing another interview?
I think it's on me.
Jeremy.
Oh,
Jeremy.
The timing and scoring completely screwed me there. Sorry about that. Jeremy, there you go. Sorry about that. Jeremy, you got yourself a copy, man, in that Chevrolet Corvette.
Go on, Sean.
All right, Jeremy, you finished up here. Nice run here for you tonight. You're still up there battling with Tim and Samuel just a little bit there. But, I mean, kind of the pit stop strategy, I think, is when things all started to kind of separate themselves just a little bit. Jeremy, what goes into the pit stop strategy, getting it down there slowed before corner inch speed, as well as, you know, you have to make it, smooth as well?
Yeah, I've been trying to incorporate more fuel saving into my life. I've been learning from Tim, and right near the end I had exactly 1 lap of fuel when I crossed the line, and so I figured we're gonna just stretch it, and she was sputtering coming down the pits. That might have cost me a little bit of time.
Oh.
But Samuel was absolutely hooked up. As soon as he broke free from the little pack that he was in at the start, I knew he was gonna reel me in, and he did in short notice. I was just lucky to hang with him. Unfortunate for Josh and Dylan. They were flying, but had some moments there at the start, and I feel like the podium more so just kind of fell into my lap, and it was just mine to throw away more than anything. I'm glad I could hang on to it. The Corvette's been trying to kill me all season long.
Oh, yeah. A little twitchy in that Corvette. And hey, we even saw you battling out there with Samuel. Hey, even Jarrell Williams, you were trying to hold him off. That's another kind of case of cat and mouse. Looks like you were the mouse trying to run away from Jarrell there. Jeremy, what goes through your minds there trying to, we didn't see you necessarily change your line, start to play the defensive line, but trying to, do you try to push a little bit more as you start to see a driver close in on you?
It's one of the things that I've been getting some help from the guys with. You got to not pay attention too much to him until they're actually there. And so until he's making moves on me, he doesn't exist. I was just trying to hit all my apexes. The exits are where you're going to make your biggest gains, especially in the Corvette, because it's naturally aspirated. And so I was just focusing on hitting those apexes and trying to drive away the exits. That way, anytime he gained under braking, I was able to make up. But it was good, clean racing. He got inside me there, coming into turn 6, and we were door to door. I got a little inside out on him, and we had a good old-fashioned drag race down the back straightaway. It was a blast. That was one of the best races I've had in a long time, and it was so much fun.
Man, car track combo, one of my favorites here from Road Atlanta. GT3 action. Jeremy, congratulations on your top 3. Jarrell, that was a lot of fun to watch you down there battling in that top 3 driver interview position. Jeremy, final question here for you. Who we shouting out tonight?
First, I got to shout out the wife and kids for letting me do this every weekend. They're the ones who make this happen. Got to shout out Tim and the Clark St. James boys for giving me all the work during practice and helping me get my head right. And big shout out to Fendi Racing and the IRPAS guys. We've done a lot of kind of restructuring and revamping, trying to get the season back to where it used to be. And the attendance is popping. A lot of really quick drivers here, and they're all clean racers, which is great to see. So shout out to all of them. They put on this show. And shout out to you, Sean. These broadcasts are incredible.
All right, thank you so much, Jeremy. And like you said, shout out the drivers, man, putting on a race for us to watch here every weekend here in IRPAS. Shout out to you, Jeremy. Congratulations on your top 3 finish, and we're hopefully chatting with you top 3 on championship weekend time.
Thank you, Sean.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to do it here for us on the old Stam Studio Network. What a race, what a finish. Congratulations, Tim and Renee Garcia, on their class wins, respectfully. It's been a lot of fun here for you until championship time. I think that's going to about do it for us. Thank you all so much. Make sure you drive those virtual flights home, drive those virtual cars home safe, and you fly those virtual flights home safe, even if you're hopping on the board with that sleigh up there saying, Santa, get him out of here. He's got presents to go do. All right, that's going to do it here tonight. Thanks, everybody. If you're looking for some more Stam Studio Network broadcasting action, I'll be live here tomorrow night. That's about, I think it's 9:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you next time.